Hello, I'm Amy Carrier, and I am hosting a hello, Nauman, how are you? I'm hosting a Facebook Live today to talk about Amy Carrier's classroom, and I'm going to share this live video on our classroom page and in a couple of other places. So give me just a moment, please, while I do that. And oops, I tried to do this on my computer, but for some reason, hi Umair, for some reason it just wasn't working. So give me just a second. Join me for an all caps live discussion about... Okay, we've got a couple people. Hello, Muhammad. Umair, I'm well. How are you? I ended up having to do this on my cell phone, so that means it will be a little trickier for me to sorry, bear with me. A little trickier for me to do this whole question and answer thing. Hi there, we've got more people. Muhammad, I'm not sad. I'm perplexed by my technology. Give me 1 second, guys. My virtual classroom, exclamation point. Okay, so if you are here, thank you so much. Hi, little Ellie, how are you? I'm going to give it a couple more minutes to generate a bigger audience here. I did hear that lots of folks are planning to join us and the numbers are going up. This is awesome. I miss you, Ellie. Oh, I miss teaching you guys so much. To the folks who don't know Allie, and that's probably a lot of you, I taught Allie and a group of students who do mixed martial arts. I taught them how to become bloggers and to find their voices. And it was a really incredible experience. And I miss them. I always miss all my students, everyone I've ever worked with. So hi, Adnan, hello. Everybody, if you would just please pop up and say hello. That helps me to know who's here. As I said just a minute ago, I'm actually doing this video on my iPhone because for whatever reason the camera on my computer isn't working. So I am doing the camera up here and my iPad down on the desk. So give me just 1 second. And I am super excited to talk with you all today because I finally get to talk about why I built this virtual classroom and what it means, what we're doing, what the goals are. And please take a moment right now to share. Just hit that little share button on the bottom so that you can invite other people into this video and this live discussion. So normally I do a weekly lesson at this time. Mondays, my time, 1 p.m. Eastern, Pakistani time, 10 p.m. And this is the time, hello Sarish, this is the time that I have reserved to work directly with you and do it in a way that's interactive. I'm posting lots of resources and I'm making smaller videos to share with you all. But because this is my volunteer work, Allie just popped up and she says she misses me. I miss her too. I developed a class for Allie and the students who were participating in her program, which was called Level Ground. And I created a blogging class for this group of students who I met them after I gave a talk and they just wanted to work with me. So I coached them on a few things, LinkedIn, professionalism, things like that. And then I developed a class to teach them how to find their voices through blogging. It was a really incredible class. So I'm a teacher, so I always want to be teaching. And one of the things that's important to me is that I reach as many students as I possibly can. That was one of the promises that I made to myself when I left my job as a teacher in a high school here in America. And I promised myself that I was doing that because I needed to reach more students. And I've done that. It's meant a lot to me, the things that I've done, the different programs that I've built, and the students that I've reached. But the thing that's always been kind of a difficult struggle for me, hi Carrie, hello Zahida, thank you so much for being here. I'm talking about why I built Amy Carrier's classroom, this virtual global classroom. And I was saying that one of the things that was difficult for me when I was teaching in a classroom, as much as I loved it, and to be honest with you, I could have stayed there and taught just in that classroom those 100 kids every year, but it wasn't enough for me. I needed to reach more students. Allie says she goes to Ben Franklin now. Oh, and she's a great writer now. Oh, thank you for saying that, sweetie. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I know how much you've gone through to get to where you are now at the Institute. So congratulations. So I see the numbers have gone up. Will you all pop up and say hello? Just do a quick wave or something. Like I said earlier, I actually have to, I have to do this on my iPad so that I can see your comments. Trying to figure out how to do this the best way. Okay, there we go. Now I can see the comments over here. So Mohammed says, I'm a global teacher. Yes, I am. And again, guys, forgive me because I have to look down in order to do this. So it's what we do with technology, right? We make do, we make it work. So thank you all for being here. And I need something sticky that helps me. Oh, I know. Hold up my iPad. This is called ingenuity. When you figure out a solution to a problem and you fix it, that's being creative and using your ingenuity. So let me say hello to a few more folks. Kash, hello. Yasser, thank you so much. I'm glad you're here. Saeed, I'm glad you're here too. Adnan, hello. Who else is here? Okay, I want everybody right now to hit the share button so that we can get more folks in here. Especially, I want you to share this with your friends because so many of your friends really should be members of Amy Carrier's classroom, don't you think? This is growing to be an absolutely incredible opportunity for people to learn for free. And really, it's the students who are driving the content, you know, so you can learn about whatever you want to learn about because you're the ones asking the questions and you're the ones informing the lessons that I'm teaching. So please invite your friends right now. Hit the share button. If there's a particular friend you think should really be here to see this and ask questions, please send this to that friend right now. Oh, Portia Reese is here. Hi, Portia. She and I went to high school together. There should be attendance, Kosh says. Yes, thank you. Are you saying there should be more? Let's get these numbers up. Let's get more people here. Come on, guys. This is up to you. I'm on this screen. I'm looking at this screen. I can't share it anymore, so I need you all to share it to get more folks in here to ask questions. Especially people who don't know what this classroom's about, who haven't experienced it. So go ahead and hit share, please. Yeah, Sarah, thank you so much. God bless you also. So let's see. If everybody here hits share, those numbers are going to go up, right? Go ahead. You can do it. I believe in you. So I have a list of things that I want to talk about. And I'm going to actually show you a screenshot of something really quickly. Portia, thank you so much. Oh, Portia, you want to learn Spanish. Well, we don't teach Spanish in my classroom. Thank you, Kosh, for sharing. But Portia, you should join the classroom anyway. So this is currently part of the list of countries that students are from. And this is the list is longer than what you can see here. But I'm amazed because my global classroom has students from Brazil and Ghana and Algeria, Croatia, Philippines, Denmark, South Korea, Italy, Singapore, Congo, Egypt, Pakistan, Germany, USA, India, Dubai, Kenya, Australia, Sweden, Palestine, Israel, Morocco, Nigeria, Algeria, Qatar, New Zealand, Turkey, Uganda, Canada, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Nepal, Mexico, England, Kuwait, Afghanistan, Norway, Nigeria, Bangladesh, and if I didn't say Pakistan, obviously Pakistan. But the reason I'm reading you this list is because this is amazing. This is absolutely incredible to have people from so many different countries participating in the teaching and learning of entrepreneurship and helping one another to build their confidence and develop their employability skills and build their businesses. So let me take a look at the comments really quickly. Hello, Khan Mohammed. Thank you for being here. Saeed is asking, how can we uplift our business by using social media? Saeed, ask that question in the classroom. That way we can get lots of people answering it. Today, what I'm going to do is talk about the classroom, and then at the end you can ask some general questions like this. So Farouk asks, what is this video all about? Farouk, if you're not already a member of my global virtual classroom, it's a group on Facebook called Amy Carrier's Classroom. And this is a place where I teach you how to become entrepreneurs, give you the confidence to develop your own businesses, to develop some employability skills. And I've already recruited at least 6, well, there's 6 mentors that you've seen photos of. There are about 6 more who are waiting for me to introduce them. I will do that when I have time. Hi, Clint. How are you? Portia, please, you should definitely join the group. And Portia, if you know someone in Vietnam who you think would benefit, please invite them. So Amy Carrier's Classroom is teaching you career readiness, employability skills, English. We now have mentors teaching English, but the class is actually teaching you English because our common language, what we all use to communicate, is English. So you're learning English by practicing it, by practicing yours. And even if you think your English isn't good, that's fine. I'm a teacher. I'm patient. I'm going to work with you. I will help to correct you. And this is how you learn. Hi, Stacy. Thank you for being here. Everyone, please take a moment to hit share on this video. We are going to be talking about my digital virtual classroom, which is a group here on Facebook called Amy Carrier's Classroom. And so I'm going to start now giving you some specifics about the classroom and how it works. So it's a group on Facebook and anyone can join. There are 3 requirements for you to join. So make sure that you are doing this if you'd like to be part of our community. Number 1, you have to have a profile photo. And that is because no one in our community, in our classroom, is anonymous. Everybody has a face. So I won't accept you. I won't accept your membership if you don't have a profile photo up. But several folks who didn't have profiles, if I had the time, I actually wrote to them and said, profile photos. I actually wrote to them and said, please put up a profile photo. If you do within 24 hours, I'll approve you. The second requirement is that your name needs to be written in English. And that's again because our common language is English and people need to know how to communicate with you and not be intimidated or afraid to respond to you simply because they can't pronounce your name because it's written in a different language. So it's fine. You can actually, on Facebook, you can put your name written in English in parentheses. And the third requirement is that you answer the 3 very simple questions I ask. Right now, there are almost 50 people waiting to be accepted into the classroom, and that's because they haven't answered the questions yet. So the question, hey Rudy, how are you? The questions are very simple. One of them is, where are you from? And I didn't start asking the question, where are you from, until after we hit 2,000 students. So that list of 30 plus countries that I just read you, some of them, that came from students telling me where they're actually from. All right, let's take a look at the comments again. Rudy, I just saw that Rudy, yeah, Rudy's here. Rudy is a former classroom student of mine here in America. Rudy, I'm glad you're here. And Rudy actually has his own business. He fixes iPhone screens, or actually probably all cell phone screens. And he's turned that skill that he has into a business. And that's why that's part of the reason that I founded Amy Carrier's Classroom. Because if you have a skill, if there's something you're very good at, you can absolutely turn it into a business, even if it's just a part-time business that you do in your spare time or in the evenings or on the weekends. So thank you all for being here. Please hit the share button so that we can get more folks in here. Umair and 5 others have shared the video. That's amazing. Thank you. Please, everybody else who hasn't, please share, because this is an opportunity for them to learn about my virtual classroom here on Facebook, where they can become members and learn how to become entrepreneurs, learn business skills, learn career skills, and ask any questions that they have. So unlike an in-person classroom where I'm driving the curriculum, where I have a syllabus that I'm following, and we start out talking about how to identify your business, and then we talk about how to narrow down how you're going to deliver your business product, and then we talk about doing your market research. Unlike that, where you're actually spending several months with me going through a process, you can pop into Amy Carrier's Classroom and ask a question that's relevant to where you are in your process. And when I have time, I'll answer. But we also have 6 other mentors right now, official classroom mentors who have lots of business and marketing experience. And the students are all teaching each other as well, because they're going through their own learning process, and then they're responding to your questions and the things that you post as students. There are rules about what you as a student can post, but the rules are pretty simple. Basically, you have to ask a question. That's it. That's an easy rule. Hi, Saeed. Thank you. You can't promote your business. You can't talk about something that's not related to business or entrepreneurship or to your career. And you can't ask for money. So those are simple rules. And if you're already a member of Amy Carrier's Classroom, those are pinned up to the top of the page. So thank you all. Mohammed. Hi, Mohammed. How are you? Please take a moment right now to share this video. I'm going to talk a little bit more about Amy Carrier's Classroom, what you get out of it by being a class member. Hi, Bridget. Thanks for joining. And what I'd like you to bring to our classroom as well. So I'm going to talk just a little bit more about the classroom itself, and then I'm going to open this to your questions. So please make sure you hit share on this video right now so that other people can pop in here and ask their questions. Normally I do a weekly lesson at this time, but I wanted to have this discussion where you have the opportunity to learn more about Amy Carrier's Classroom, the virtual classroom, on Facebook, and also ask your questions. Thank you, Mohammed, for sharing. Okay, so we've got 7 people have shared so far. If everybody could hit the share button right now, we can bring more people in here who can learn how they can benefit from, it's free. Amy Carrier's classroom is free, and there's lots of really valuable learning that's happening there. And this is a place for you to get free support for the questions that you have. So please hit share on this video right now so that more folks can learn about this and become members of our classroom. And so I'm going to go through the list really quickly of what we do in Amy Carrier's classroom. You guys still with me? I haven't seen many comments. Okay, great. Liaquat, I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name. Thank you for sharing the video. Hi, Bridget. So, Bridget, yeah, I hope you'll share this also, because there are a lot of conversation that I think would help you and a lot of people in your network too. So, Farouk, I see that you have a question. You can ask the question. Let me finish going through this list of my notes, and then I'm going to open this up to general questions. So, in my virtual classroom, we are both teaching and learning. And this is one of the questions I ask of anyone who asks to join the classroom. Are you here to teach? Are you here to learn? Or are you here for both? And that helps me to understand how many people actually want to also teach and answer questions and help with the learning process. So we're teaching entrepreneurship. We are talking about career readiness skills, and that's everything from why and how you should have a LinkedIn profile, to professionalism, to networking, to all sorts of things. And we're also talking about business skills. So the mentors that I've recruited into the classroom, and by the way, this is a model that I've used in my work since I started working in education. It doesn't make sense anymore in 2017, and it didn't make sense in 2006 when I built a classroom here in Boston. It didn't make sense for a business classroom to simply be taught by one person. And it's not that I don't have the skills and the knowledge to teach you, but this world is global, and the experience of teaching, the experience of building a business is now global. And the mentors in my classroom come from all over the world. So, and that's the way I want it to be. I want it to be real for you. And some of them have expertise in things that I know about, but I'm not an expert. So as the teacher, the head teacher in Amy Carrier's classroom, it's important to me to get you the best possible teachers and mentors I can get for you. So that's why we have mentors in the classroom, and they are teaching other business skills. You're also learning networking. And I hope you all are understanding that you are in this global classroom. So you're meeting people that I hope you're taking the time to connect with them on Facebook, and also look for them on LinkedIn so that you can build professional relationships with them. And Umair says it's a great opportunity to gain knowledge. I agree, and thank you for saying that, Umair. So currently, as I said before, I actually read you part of the list. There are over 30 countries represented in Amy Carrier's classroom, and they're actively responding to your questions and helping to answer your challenges, answer your specific questions about where you are in your process. And as part of what I have committed to do so far in this virtual classroom, I am teaching one virtual lesson per week in this time slot, Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Pakistani time. And that virtual lesson is really based on what you all are talking about and asking about in the classroom. Hi, Taryn. Thank you for being here. So make sure you ask your questions, because that's telling me what you want me to talk about and teach about in a longer interactive lesson. And these interactive lessons happen on Mondays. I'll start with the lesson and then I'll open it up for you to ask your questions. It's really important for me to not just record videos ahead of time and not give you the opportunity to ask your questions. I will record videos that you don't get to interact on, but this is my commitment once a week to get on here with you and answer your questions. And then, okay, the other thing that I think is really amazing about this is the classroom itself allows. Hey, Cynthia, how are you, honey? Thank you for coming and thank you for sharing the video. Cynthia, I think that you and I have already talked about this, and I think it would be amazing if you could help to bring some more people to my virtual classroom here on Facebook. I think you're a member. I can't remember for sure, but thank you. I'm glad that you shared it, because I know that your network would really benefit from this. And the other thing that's extremely valuable to me is that you learn from other experts. And there are other experts. There are experts in digital marketing, online marketing. I'm not an expert in that. I can talk about it. I can teach about it. But for me to do what's valuable to me personally, that means bringing in experts in the form of mentors in the classroom. And if you are a current member right now, you can invite anyone to the classroom. So please do that. If you know someone who you think would benefit, please ask them. So we have hit the 30-minute mark, which is how long I was going to talk about the classroom. And now I want to answer your questions. So let's take a look. And this is also an excellent time for you to share the video again, so that people can benefit from our Q&A right now. Okay, Abdul says, my sound is very low. Speak loudly. My apologies. Let's see. Maybe I need to be a little bit closer, because I'm on my phone, because my laptop wasn't working. So, all right. Farouk says, may I ask a question about entrepreneurship here? Or do I need to be a member of your page? So, Farouk, absolutely ask the question in the classroom, because you're here. I know that you're here. Hi, DJ. Thanks for joining. Just submit your request to join, answer those 3 questions, and you will become a member, and then you can ask your question in the classroom. Umair says it's a great opportunity to gain knowledge. Thank you for saying that. All right, guys, please post your questions that you have here. This is okay, good. I'm glad that the sound is better. This is open Q&A. And thank you again for sharing this. This is, we're talking about my virtual online global classroom here on Facebook. It's called Amy Carrier's Classroom. It's a group that anyone can join. And right now there are over 30 countries represented in our digital classroom. And you can ask questions and learn skills in entrepreneurship, business, career readiness, marketing. You can ask any questions. And there's so many members of our classroom who are jumping in to answer your questions. And because we're building such a large community in different parts of the world, there are actually people who can answer your local questions. That's what's been happening in Pakistan. We actually have a lawyer in Pakistan who is helping Pakistani students learn how to incorporate their businesses for free. You'd normally have to hire him, but he's in our classroom answering those questions. So, see the benefits here? There are lots. All right, so what questions do we have? Okay, Umar Farouk says, what should someone do if he realized in his 32-year age that he has no job skills. I wonder who else feels this. Because, Umar, I would have to know a little bit more detail, so please give me a little bit more detail in the comments. Because if you are 32 years old, I'm sure you have skills. And it's a matter of marketing your skills. So please join our virtual classroom, because I'd actually like to open a discussion about this and get more people answering this question, because you're not the only one who wonders this. You are right now, because you're here, you're resourceful. So that's one of your skills. You saw an opportunity to ask a question specifically about your most central personal need, and you joined this video and you had the courage to ask this question. So you're resourceful and you're courageous. And before you can really get into identifying your job skills, see those skills in yourself. And then we can go into your job skills. And the classroom, Amy Carrier's classroom, would be an excellent place for you to ask this question, because you'll probably have, 15 or 20 different people responding and helping you to identify your skills. That's a great question, though. Thank you. Javed, thank you for saying excellent work. I appreciate that. Amjad says, why is learning important for human being? You know what, Amjad? I'm going to ask you that question right back. This is what a good teacher does. So why do you think learning is important for a human being? Please comment again and tell me. Umair says, please elaborate skills. Umair, are you talking to Umar Farouk? Also, hi Carla, thanks for joining. Everybody, please hit the share button right now so we can get some more folks in here. We still have some time for the open Q&A, and I don't see a lot of questions here, so if I just get to the end of the questions, that'll be it. So make sure you're asking questions. You can ask questions about our virtual classroom. You can ask questions about how to ask questions in our virtual classroom. But I need your questions in order to answer them. And I'm still waiting for Amjad to tell me why he thinks learning is important for human beings. I just got a message on Messenger, how to deal with the fear of something. It just popped up and now it's gone. So whoever sent me that in Messenger, please write it here underneath the video, because I can't log into Messenger right now. I just saw the preview. So this is your opportunity to interact with me. I can't respond to questions that you send in Messenger right now because I won't see them until later. So please write them beneath this video right now. And what other questions do you have about Amy Carrier's classroom, or what other general business, entrepreneurship, or career questions do you have for me? This is your opportunity. I'm hearing like, music playing in my head, waiting for people to ask me questions. Okay, I'm scrolling back up. Muhammad Ahmad says, I need to learn short form of English. What do I suggest? Sometimes it becomes difficult to understand English speaking people. So, Muhammad, my recommendation for you is to join Amy Carrier's classroom, because this is where you will practice your English and you'll have access to all of my videos and to the mentors videos. The mentors, most of them are not from the United States or the UK, but they are teaching in English as well, because English is really the standard common language all across the world, and it's what we use in Amy Carrier's classroom. So the best way for you to learn is to practice your writing by asking questions and responding to questions in Amy Carrier's classroom, as well as listening to the videos. And watching as many things as you can in English is a great way to learn English. We have a new mentor who's joining us right now. She was just introduced yesterday. I will officially introduce her in the next day or so as a mentor. And she's specifically going to be teaching English. So there you go. And I'm looking for more questions. Guys, please share this video so we get more people in here so that they are asking questions. Okay. I can't answer that question. His question is, can you please suggest a broker for online Forex trading? I can't answer that question, but I recommend that you ask the 2,500 people in Amy Carrier's classroom. Someone probably will be able to answer you. Do you see the benefit? This is why you don't want to stand in a classroom with just one teacher. This is pretty much similar to using Google at this point, or using YouTube to learn things, which I encourage you to do. But here you actually get to interact with people and get to know them and build your personal network. And because everybody is in Amy Carrier's classroom to learn, they know the value of asking their questions, so they also appreciate how important it is to answer other people's questions when they have that expertise. So please join our classroom and ask that question. Okay, so Takir Ali Khan says, political and social effects on business. Are you asking what are the political and social effects on business? For me, it's not a real clear question, but I'll just say that business does not exist in a vacuum. It doesn't exist separate from social impact or political impact, because businesses are built to serve, either sell products to or serve people. And if you don't serve people, if you don't have something that someone needs, you don't have a business that actually works. So there's always going to be social impact on your businesses. And I encourage you, because my specialty is social entrepreneurship, I encourage you to build anything. Hi, Mom. Hey, guys, my mom's here. I encourage you to build businesses that have some sort of social impact and are conscious of the social needs in your community. And Farouk Anwar says, it would be better if you can elaborate the core things we are going to learn in your class, because I had experience in another session which was mainly focused on entrepreneurial skills that turned into a general knowledge class. So Farouk, you're going to learn everything in my class. So entrepreneurial skills is literally everything. So you will get general knowledge from my classroom, from my lessons. If you are talking about participating in my weekly call with Rehan, he and I ask you to ask us bigger questions, more general questions, so that we can teach you in the process. If everyone asks the same question, how do I start a business without money? And we've answered that question several times and provided several resources, it's not a good use of your time to ask that specific question over and over and over again. The other thing is, Amy Carrier's classroom is not a free, full entrepreneurship course. You can go online, you can purchase a full course. I'm working on building my entrepreneurship course, and I will be selling it on Udemy. I won't give it away for free, but if you're smart and you utilize Amy Carrier's classroom as a resource, and you go in every couple of days and scroll all the way back through and read all of the questions and all of the responses, you're going to pretty much get a full entrepreneurship lesson. You're going to learn everything that you need to learn, but you need to make the commitment. There's no short way to do this. My entrepreneurship course, once I do publish it on Udemy, will be over 10 hours long. So there's just not a way for us to talk about entrepreneurship, kind of big entrepreneurship, without talking generally, without talking about all these different things. So I'm not sure exactly what you're looking for. If you're looking for something specific, join Amy Carrier's classroom and ask the specific question. But thank you for your question here. Umair says, his niece, Alim, says, hi. Hello, Alim. I hope I'm saying it correctly. I'm glad you're here. How old, Umair, how old is your niece? Because my passion is teaching entrepreneurship to teenagers and young people. Amjad responded to his earlier question. He says, the reason for being human is learning. And yeah, I think that part of the reason we are humans is to learn and also to help one another to learn. So yeah, I agree with you completely. Hi, Deborah Rupert. Thank you for being here. Saeed Wajhat Ali, sorry for mispronouncing your name. Thank you for being here. Everybody take a moment, just hit that share button really quickly, and then ask your questions. This is open Q&A about Amy Carrier's classroom, and that includes asking any entrepreneurship or career questions you have. Takir Ali Khan says, change of policies mostly here in Pakistan. Again, that's not a question, so I don't know how to respond to that. If you are working to change the policies, that's great. I'm working to change the policies in my country. We all need to be part of building a better world. So we all need to build better communities and better nations that we live in. Oh, she's 8 years old? Oh my gosh. That's wonderful. Is she still watching? Alim, I'm so happy to meet you. You are right now my youngest student at 8 years old, and I hope that by watching this, you are building your confidence because you know that right now, you are the most important person to me watching this video, because it's so important for us to teach young people confidence and how to believe in themselves so that they can build solutions and solve problems and help to build a better planet. And Alim, you, my dear, were born into this world to do very important work. So thank you for being here and watching this. And thank you to your Uncle Umair for showing this video to you. Okay. Faisal Muhammad says, how am I? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking me. Stacy says, Stacy is one of my former students, and she has been an assistant for me for years. So she has to get back to work, but she's saying thank you for the discussion. Thank you, Stacy. I'm glad you popped in. Umair says she's still watching and feeling happy. Or maybe he's feeling happy. I don't know. Or maybe both of them. And Amjad says, what's my big achievement in life? That's a good question. Hi, Cynthia. Welcome back. My big achievement. Okay, if I say my biggest achievement, my biggest achievement is personally touching the lives of the thousands of students that I've had. Any other achievement, nothing means as much to me as impacting the lives of others. So my biggest achievement is the impact that I've had on my students. And thank you. That's a great question. Deborah asks, have you seen impacts of positive self-growth through teaching entrepreneurship to teenagers? So absolutely, completely, totally. I can tell you that I have had a couple of students, my own former students from 10 years ago, still work with me, communicate with me. We're friends on Facebook. They have started their own businesses. They were here in this video earlier. So if that answers your question, that is the most amazing example of self-growth that, and so many of my former students have written to me to say that what I taught them in this class, where they learned how to be entrepreneurs and have that confidence in themselves, and also how to create careers that are meaningful for them, that was the most valuable thing that they took from school. And here they are 10 years out from my class, and they're still saying that. Kuram Anjum, thank you for joining us. It's fine if you're late. You can always go back and watch this later. We're talking about Amy Carrier's classroom, what the value of being in my virtual entrepreneurship, business and career readiness classroom is. And one of the biggest reasons to join is that you get to teach and learn with 2,500 people from all over the world. And it's beautiful. It makes me emotional sometimes when I look at it and I see some of the discussions that are happening, because I know that these are people from different places in the world. Hey Terry, how are you? Hi Saeed. So I hope that answers your question, Deborah. And I don't see any other questions. Do you guys have any other questions? I'll do a quick review of Amy Carrier's classroom in just a minute, but I can take one more question if someone has one. Saeed, you're a mentor in Amy Carrier's classroom. What would you like to say here? Anybody, any questions? If not, I'm just going to pop into a quick... Saeed's popping up with a bunch of hearts. Deborah's asking, how about social entrepreneurship? Deborah, clarify, teaching it in my classroom or my students who I've had? Oh, Saeed is having a problem with his internet speed. Okay, sorry about that, Saeed. Are there specific mentors targeting? Yes, your head teacher, Miss Amy Carrier. My specialty is social entrepreneurship. So when, for example, I was saying before, when Rehan and I do our weekly show on Fridays, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. PKT, I focus on the social entrepreneurship side and he focuses on the business entrepreneurship side, to give, so that the two of us together can give a good balance. Oh, Saeed, thank you so much. He says, I'm doing a perfect job to help make the generation literate. Thank you. I appreciate you really saying that. I know what happens when we immerse ourselves in different environments and different cultures. And part of that is happening in Amy Carrier's classroom. You can practice your English safely in Amy Carrier's classroom. I fully expect, because people are from at least 30 different countries where the native language is not English, I fully expect you to be practicing your English in my classroom. And you all are learning together. You might be Pakistani practicing your English, talking to someone who's Kenyan and practicing their English. And your native language is Urdu and their native language is Swahili, but you're both using English as this common denominator. So you're practicing. And that's great. To me, that's beautiful. So it's fine if you make mistakes. And this is how we learn. Lucia, I'm so glad you joined. Ermil, thank you for joining. Jonita is someone else I went to high school with. I'm glad you joined. If everybody would just hit the share button really quickly, I would appreciate that. And Kuram says, oh, Karam, you were on Friday's call with me and Rehan, and you were talking about Alibaba, or you started the discussion about Alibaba, the biggest wholesale in your part of the world. I don't have information on it. In my part of the world, we use Amazon. But you are encouraged to ask that question in Amy Carrier's classroom. Shahana is saying she loves to learn. Shahana, then you should definitely be a member of my classroom. Okay. I'm really, this is really great. So Deborah says, great. Okay, Deborah, yeah, I'm a social entrepreneur, and I can just tell you a little story. When I was teaching entrepreneurship in high school, I taught, it was a total of 50 11th graders. Every year I taught how to be entrepreneurs. I did this for 6 years, and I taught them entrepreneurship. And the way I open my lessons in entrepreneurship is I would have the students work together as groups, and I would say, what problem exists in the world? Just what problem do you see that exists? And they would brainstorm a list of problems. And then the next page of their curriculum was, okay, you're going to narrow down those problems to the problems you think you as a team can solve. And they would come up with a smaller list of problems, and they would start thinking about what are the solutions. How do they want to creatively develop businesses or products or services to solve those problems? And 90% of the time in my class, the business that was chosen was a social impact business. So I was teaching these students who chose their own business models. I was teaching social entrepreneurship more often for 6 years than I was teaching any sort of corporate or for-profit entrepreneurship. There were a couple of exceptions. I remember one year a group of my students wanted to, this was before there were a lot of apps, but a group of my students was determined to build an app that would tell them when the bus was arriving. Nowadays, in 2017, we have a ton of apps that tell us that, but back then we didn't. And this is a problem that my students had that they wanted to solve. So they had a for-profit model. They were going to make this app. They were going to sell it. They were going to make money off of it. But largely, students, young people, want to solve problems in their communities. And to me, that's the most beautiful thing there is. And this is one of the things that I'm talking about and teaching in Amy Carrier's classroom, that if you're saying you have money or you just have a desire to be an entrepreneur, then I want you to look around at the problems and the challenges that exist and ask, how can I solve these problems? Then what you're designing is a social impact business or organization. Okay, so are there a couple more questions? Faisal Muhammad says, I'd like to join you. Yes, please. And Shahana and everybody else who's joined, just request to join Amy Carrier's classroom. There are 3 rules for you to join. Number 1, you must have a Facebook profile photo of yourself, because nobody is anonymous in the classroom. Number 2, your name has to be written in English so that people can communicate with you and not be intimidated by, for example, if something is written in Urdu or Arabic and the English speakers in our classroom, everyone is using their English and practicing their English. If they can't pronounce your name, they're not going to build a relationship with you. So you have to change your settings to put your name in English in parentheses. And the third requirement is that you must answer those 3 questions that you are asked when you click that button to join. The first one is, are you joining the classroom to learn, to teach, or both? The second question is, where are you from? The third question is, have you liked my other page? Or do you follow me on Facebook? If you don't, I'm Amy Carrier. You can follow me on Facebook right now. This is streaming on my personal page, so I encourage you to follow me there. Or follow my business page, which is Amy Lynn Carrier. But absolutely everyone watching this should join Amy Carrier's classroom right now. And please tell me where you're from, because I want to build this map of just how global our classroom is. And Deborah says, compassion is the smart way to answer a problem. Yeah. Oh, Umair he says his niece Azra is 12 years old and she does? Okay, bring her into the classroom. just bring her and the questions and just introduce her and what is her business idea. Azra, I want to hear your business idea. It is so important to me. It is so important to me. I'm so excited to meet you. Umair, if you can, I would love to see a photo of you and your nieces so that I can know who I'm talking to. And I think, hello. Okay, great. Umair, thank you so much. Muhammad Arfin, thank you for joining. I hope you'll join Amy Carrier's classroom. So we have reached the 1 hour mark, so I'm going to do a quick recap of what we've talked about today. So Amy Carrier's classroom is my classroom, my digital, virtual, global classroom that allows me to teach as many people in the world how to become self-confident entrepreneurs, to build their careers, and to change their lives and their communities. And I am actively teaching, so pop up. I'm actively teaching along with the other mentors and the students. Students are teaching each other. That's how any good classroom should operate. We are teaching and we are learning together entrepreneurship, career readiness, business skills, marketing, networking, a new understanding of the global workforce. And currently there are over 30 countries represented in Amy Carrier's classroom. I hold a weekly live interactive lesson in this time slot every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern or 10 p.m. Pakistani time. Please use a time zone converter to find out when the free virtual lesson happens in your neck of the woods. There are designated mentors in the classroom who I've recruited who have skill sets that are important to your learning. And you can find a photo album of their photos and their bios in Amy Carrier's classroom. And to join, you have to do 3 things. 1, have your profile photo visible. 2, your name written in English. 3, answer the 3 questions I ask you. And for example, right now there are 50 people waiting to join the classroom who haven't answered the questions. They're just sitting in there, and I've sent reminders for them to answer the questions. So make sure you're doing that. And then any current class member can invite anyone else. So please share our classroom, share this video, share the opportunity for anyone to come and ask questions they have about anything from how to start their business, to how to market their business, to how to build their online personal brand, to how to practice their professional English. We've got a brand new mentor who's going to be talking about that. And Saeed Patwari, thank you for joining. We are just about ending right now, but I hope you'll go back and watch this. And I hope you will join my virtual classroom. It's a group on Facebook. It's called Amy Carrier's Classroom. And if you follow me, please follow me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/Amy Carrier. That's my personal page. Follow me and look at the first photo that you see on my profile is the cover of Amy Carrier's Classroom. So you click on that photo and there's a link and you can get to it very easily. Shahana, it's great that you have a profile photo visible, so you don't need to send me a photo. You just need to ask to join the classroom. And Fayez, go ahead and ask your questions in Amy Carrier's Classroom. By the way, a lot of the questions that you want to ask have already been asked, and there are 20 or 30 answers. So when you join, take some time to read down the page to look at the current questions. That way you can be informed. You can say, okay, now I understand this and this, so what's my next question? Then ask your next question. Because if every 2,500 people are all asking the same starting question, there's not a lot of learning happening. So make sure you take the initiative to learn from the teaching that's already happening in Amy Carrier's Classroom. And on that note, I will say thank you to everyone. Please go follow me right now on Facebook. I'm Amy Carrier, all one word, AMY, CARRIER on Facebook. And you can also like my business page, which is Amy Lynn Carrier, AMYLYNN Carrier, and join Amy Carrier's classroom. Thank you all for saying thank you. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing a lot of new members in the classroom. And I'm really excited to see your questions and to answer your questions. So I will see you over there in my digital classroom. The numbers are going up as I'm talking to you all, which kind of bums me out. So I just want to say thank you. I really appreciate you all being here, and make sure you invite your friends and you share these videos. I am live 2 times every week, Mondays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. Pakistani time, always live every week so that you can ask your questions. So plan on it. Put it in your calendar. It's 10 p.m. Monday night, and you can always get on here and you can always learn from me and ask questions. I am also live every Friday at 1 p.m. Eastern and 10 p.m. Pakistani time. That is when Rehan Alawala and I do our weekly entrepreneurship show. So I look forward to seeing you all then. I know a lot of you have just joined in at the end, so please make a note to join in earlier. You can count on it like clockwork, 1 p.m. on Mondays. I will be here, and I look forward to talking with you all, and I look forward to the teaching and learning that we do then. Shahana, you're welcome. Kumran, ask your question in Amy Carrier's classroom, please. And Omer says thank you from his nieces. You're very welcome. Hi, Cassandra. Cassandra, I'm just about to pop off. So I hope everybody has an amazing day or evening or morning, depending on where you are in the world. And thank you all so much for being here. See you in the classroom. Bye-bye.